The first thing he notices is the girl's handwriting. It's careful in the way children write when they're afraid of being wrong. Letters spaced too far apart, lines pressed hard enough to bruise the paper. The card is folded once, slid halfway under the apartment door. He almost steps on it. Inside, written in blue ink, you said, I'd understand when I was older. I'm older now. No name, no address. His stomach tightens, not with fear, but with recognition. An echo without a source. He reads it again. The handwriting doesn't trigger memory. There's no image, no face, no sound, just a pressure behind his eyes, like a thought trying to form and failing. Inside the apartment, the kettle whistles. Mara, he calls. She's in the kitchen, scrolling on her phone, barefoot, calm, domestic, real. He holds the card up. Did you leave this outside? She takes it, reads it once, then again. He watches her expression carefully. Not confusion, not surprise. Something closer to restraint. No, she says too quickly. Probably wrong apartment. She places the card face down on the counter, as if that settles it. The kettle keeps screaming. They don't talk about the card. This becomes a pattern. Later that night, as they lie in bed, he waits for Mara to bring it up. She doesn't. She falls asleep with her back to him, breathing even, controlled. He studies the ceiling. There is a crack above the light fixture. He doesn't remember noticing before. It looks deliberate, almost shaped. He closes his eyes. A thought surfaces. Not a memory, not exactly. We agreed not to talk about it. He sits up. The thought doesn't belong to him. At least, it doesn't feel like it does. The apartment is full of proof they exist. Photos, books with marginal notes, shared calendars, a plant that's somehow still alive despite neither of them remembering the last time they watered it. Normal things. But normality has a texture, a rhythm, and something here is slightly offbeat. He notices it when he opens a drawer, looking for batteries. Inside are 3 phones. 2 are old. 1 is newer. All of them are powered off. He brings them to Mara. Her face tightens for half a second. Just enough. Why do we have these? He asks. She shrugs. Old phones. Everyone keeps old phones. These are from the last year. She doesn't answer immediately. She's measuring something. He can tell. Finally, do you remember everything from last year? Number, she nods, satisfied. Then that's why. It's a neat answer. Too neat. The dreams don't start right away. That's important. First come the interruptions. A sentence that stops halfway through his mouth because the ending feels forbidden. A street he refuses to walk down, though he can't explain why. A song that makes Mara leave the room without comment. They move around these absences like furniture, careful, practiced, which is when he realizes the most disturbing thing so far. They've done this before. He finds the folder accidentally. It's not hidden. That's what makes it worse. On his laptop, nested inside an archive of tax documents and appliance warranties, is a folder labeled Hos Post Procedure. Inside are scanned consent forms, 2 signatures. His, Mara's. The date is 18 months ago. He scrolls. Medical language, legal disclaimers. A phrase repeated often enough to feel rehearsed. Emotional attenuation without factual loss. He hears Mara behind him. You weren't supposed to look at that yet. Yet. He turns slowly, yet. She exhales. Long, controlled. Like someone preparing to tell a story they've told before. And hate every time. We agreed, she says, that if we started asking questions too early, it wouldn't work. What wouldn't work? She looks at him. Not lovingly, not defensively, strategically. Our life, she says. The man appears a week later. Not dramatically. Not threateningly. He's seated at the far end of a cafe. they frequent, reading a book that remains open but untouched the entire time they're there. When Ethan looks up, the man meets his eyes immediately. No surprise, no acknowledgement, just awareness. Ethan feels it then, unmistakably. This is not a stranger. This is someone he chose to forget. That night he confronts Mara. She doesn't deny it. Yes, she says, we knew him. Knew how. Mara hesitates. Then he was there. That doesn't mean anything. It means everything, she says quietly. She sits on the edge of the bed, hands clasped. We weren't the victims, Ethan. The sentence lands without emotion. That's the trick. That's how it survives. We were adjacent, she continues. Close enough to stop it. Close enough to benefit from not stopping it. His mouth goes dry. What did we do? She shakes her head. We didn't do anything. A beat. That was the problem. The lie wasn't erased. The truth was, what they removed wasn't pain, it was responsibility. They remembered the version of themselves that could sleep at night. They remembered the marriage. They remembered the house. What they forgot were the people who paid for that comfort. The man in the cafe wasn't hunting them. He was waiting for the moment. They remembered enough to understand why forgiveness was never going to be offered.